Hey, Coach, so glad you found us on YouTube. I have been coaching for 30 years, so I know how many great resources there are out there. I tried to bring them together at teachhoops.com. Let me help you become a better basketball coach. All sorts of great resources on there. And even the best part is the community, the one-on-one calls with me, office hours, you name it. You know, I've been there. You can see behind all the balls. You can see a couple of my players have played in the NBA. I am here to help. I am here to serve. So go over and check it out. Click above, down below, teachhoops.com. Enjoy the video.
All right, welcome to High School Hoops. Nice background, Coach.
Thank you. I'm just
For those of you that are listening, I'm teasing him. What grade do you teach again?
first grade.
First grade teacher. There's a special place. It's not quite as I think being first grade is easier than being like a seventh grade teacher.
I love my job. I wish I would have made the transition years ago.
What years? What did you do before first grade?
I did eighth and seventh for a couple of years. I did sixth, and then I did upper elementary for a while. And then I worked with a bunch of little first and second graders last year, being the director of school athletics, and just loved it. And I'm like, man, I gotta try
They
this.
love you, don't you? Like,
yeah.
Here's what I do. So here's what I do with my students when I have them. They're seniors, usually juniors or seniors. I say, list every teacher you had. And they go, what do you mean? I go, okay, I can tell you. It was Mrs. Larson, Mrs. Root. I mean, I can go through Miss Wishmeyer. I can go through and list all my elementary school teachers, and I'm 50-something.
Right.
I mean, they go, what do you mean? I go, because that was your person, like for an entire year.
Yeah.
Like, that was your person. When you get now, can I name all my high school teachers? No. But I can name Mrs. Rudolph, which was my third grade teacher. She was awesome. Mrs. Thompson, who was my fifth grade teacher. Awesome. I mean, because you remember them, like they influence you. You don't understand the influence. It's crazy, the influence that teachers have, especially at that age.
Anyway, it's great.
There's our plug for teachers. Before we do that, again, a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish. I'm going to tell you a story about my Dr. Dishes. I was telling Coach that I hadn't been in school in like 3 months, and I went into the gym just to make sure everything was still there, to be honest with you. And I have an old Dr. Dish and I have a new Dr. Dish, and I turned them both on to make sure and they revving like a well-oiled machine, baby, after laying there for nothing. So the only thing I was worried about was the battery being charged, but that's super on the old one. So I plugged that in to make sure the battery got charged. So go over and check them out. Great Christmas present, great Thanksgiving present for you. Mention Coach Unplugged, they'll give you $350 off. Also, teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Prices went up once. They're going up again because I just literally, I have to. Anyway, you don't care why. And then, so yeah, if you're thinking of joining, I would do it before the first of the year. Come over and join teachhoops.com. Yeah, it's a plug-in away. It's good.
It's going well. You've connected me with two coaches that I worked with in the last couple of weeks, and they have a lot of great things to say about the ability to connect with you and the different material that's on there. So
I think they're always surprised how fast I respond. I think that's what always surprises them. This morning, a guy was setting up a tournament, like he's running like a youth tournament. He wanted a couple brackets, because he was trying to do like a 4-team tournament, a 6-team tournament. He was trying to figure out double elimination. And I got all that stuff. I literally sent it to him in like 30 seconds. And he was like, it's like, well, okay.
I know I was working with a guy out of Illinois 2 days ago, and I literally sent him 5 things in 5 minutes about he wanted to know about the swing offense. I'm like, done, boom. Here's this, boom. Oh, I like your youth offense. I was talking to that guy out of New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah. How did that work?
That was actually really awesome. He's a middle school coach, and I'm bored right now. So he texted me. He's like, can you do it today? I'm like, dude, let's do it. 15 minutes later, you realize how much coaches like to talk about the game.
First of all, that you and I are stuck in our room. It's like a bad horror movie on Netflix.
Yeah. By the time we were done, we basically figured out where his key players should be in the base offense that I've run before, and we had a zone offense put in 40 minutes, and breakdown drills. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. That's awesome.
Because
Anyway,
you
go
can,
over.
you can, yeah, there you go. There's your plug. But that's an
Coach,
honest, that's an
I mean,
honest
that's
plug,
just us
dude.
talking because we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. So that's just teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. When the world gets back to normal, Coach, I'm going to come down. We'll meet at Cops and we'll have a big burger. And
Sounds great.
I love Cops. And it's a custard place, if you don't know. It's kind of like an old-fashioned Culver's, but it's better.
Yeah, for sure.
It's better. It's like there's two of them, 2 or 3 of them, I think. I know there's 2. I've been to 2 of them. There may be 3.
There's
Tops
one
with
way.
a K.
Yeah, there's a couple all. Yeah,
There's one
more.
in Blue Mound. That's usually
Yep.
the easy one, and then there's the other one that we've hit. That's kind of over. Anyway, you guys don't care about Milwaukee, but anyway. All right. So what are we doing today, Coach? I'm excited about this one. We're doing,
so
share your screen. We're gonna do what? 3.
3 ways to start. 3 drills to start your practice.
Yeah, 3 favorite practice drills to start. And for those of you that are listening in your car and stuff, we'll put it on YouTube so you can go down into the show notes and find it. Coach will send over the PDF for me. We won't talk about his fast draw meltdown that he's had. If anyone that listens to this works for fast draw, let me know. Steve@teachhoops.com, because Coach lost like how many years worth of fast draw stuff?
6 years.
It's up in the cloud somewhere, and we need to get it shoot it back down.
Back into here.
Okay, go ahead, Coach. I'll jump in.
I will formally diagram all these stuff out, but one of my favorite drills to start practices, I'll just talk about. It's all about what you value as a coach when you're warming up practice. Coach has talked about it before. It's all about the why. Like, what are things that you want your players to do? And to me, I've always valued ball movement and good passing and getting warmed up. So I've always valued the ball moving more than the players. So I just love ball movement drills. So
so this is a good question. So these are your favorite kind of warm up drills. Are you meaning that they're drills you do at the beginning of practice? Or are they meaning that they're your starting drills?
Yeah, they're my starting drills. I could even tell you that you could use one of these drills as a good warm up before a game.
Okay. Okay. I just didn't know where it fell into the thing. And are you trying to get them loose? What are you trying to do with it? What's your objective?
I think it's to get I think passing drills get them mentally focused. I think passing drills do a good job of getting them mentally focused and getting them moving and getting their hands warmed up.
Okay.
You can get them talking as well. Okay. So this drill is called the Argentina Drill. Okay. You have 9 spots. If you got more than 9 players on your team, you would just have players behind them. Does that make any sense? Does that make sense, Coach?
Yep.
And then basically you're always passing to the right. So, and then you're going to interchange. So if I pass here.
So the guy's under the basket, he's passing to the corner. Then the guy
right. And then these 2 players are going to switch out. Okay. They're partners. Okay.
Okay.
And then these 2 players would pass to the right.
So you basically have the 4 corners. You basically have the 4 corners in a diamond, and then as soon as you pass to the right, you cut straight across the half court.
Yeah. So the partners are the corners, and then the mids. So you have these 2 guys, the corners, and the corners.
Yeah.
And basically, when it starts moving, every time you're passing, the ball is already almost there by the time you get there. So like if the ball goes here and down here. These guys are, and the ball, by the time this ball gets here to here, they're already to a point where
I like that. That.
Yeah. And then what I loved is then when I used it my first year, I really liked it. And then I used to use a medicine ball because I like the weighted ball. Then I got one of those nice weighted balls.
Well, weighted, that's an actual basketball. It's weighted.
Yeah, an actual weighted basketball.
Yeah, those are really nice. I think I have one of those in my garage somewhere.
And they're really worth having. And then you don't always have to go to the right. Then I would blow my whistle, and then they would go to the left. But they had to call each other's name. And really, it was just a great way to get these guys moving. And by the time that ball is constantly moving to the right and they're interchanging with their partners, they're constantly moving. And then I like that really becomes a reverse pivot because they're opening up their hips to where the ball is coming from. And it's really
I like that a lot. You could, especially at the youth level. Now, can you have to have even numbers, right?
Well, I mean, you would at like this would be easier at the youth level. Like I
Like, let's
believe
say you
like
have 6 kids. Can you pull 2 out? How would you do that? You have to have 8?
now you're making me really think here.
I know. I'm just
Um,
trying to think out loud here.
like 6, I
Yeah.
think you could have them make a longer pass, or you could shorten it up.
Oh,
So
shorten it up. Yeah, you could
yeah,
maybe move it in some too.
like to half court.
So get rid of the 4s on this. Just move them over to the other court for the people that are watching. Yeah. All right. So let's try this. This is, I'm telling you, for the people that are listening, this is how you come up with drills. Is you come up with an idea and then you see if it works. And you literally get a piece of paper out or a fast draw and try it and see.
And
Okay.
I
So
really think then it's about making sure you have enough depth here.
yeah. So then it
because
becomes more of a rectangle. So 2 passes to 1
Yep,
and then would cut,
yep. And then these two would interchange. Boom,
change.
boom.
Yep.
And then as they're interchanging,
And
this
then
person.
1 would pass. Yeah,
I
that would
just think
work.
I just think you need to have even numbers and even spacing.
Yeah,
Like,
even numbers and even spacing would work. I think you're right. Okay. I like
um,
that. So you're going to
yep,
draw that up for people. I like that a lot.
yeah. It's a really good drill. The couple things that you really want to focus on is you're sprinting to the next spot, okay, and the ball is moving fast. It's not slow movement. By the time you get to your spot, the ball should almost be there when you get there. You shouldn't be standing very much. If your guys are standing waiting for the ball, you're not moving the ball fast
Fast
enough.
enough.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and another side note, I don't know if coach does this, but I'm a believer in like calling out players' names, calling out
Yep.
numbers, all that kind of things. I like a loud gym when I do these kind of passing drills. So, hey, John or Sydney or whatever, it's like I'm throwing the ball to them and calling their name out. Then that way they're having to do more than one thing, which is what I want them to do, as many things as possible. Can you go back to the original set? Can you only do 2 basketballs?
I've only done 2.
Okay, I think I'm just wondering.
And honestly, once it
think
starts moving, Steve,
It's so fast.
it's so fast.
Okay.
It really is.
Okay.
You would think that this looks slow as a diagram, but if I had a recording, if I had, a recording of it, and you guys probably can find a recording of the Argentina drill anywhere on YouTube, to be honest with you.
What's it called?
Argentina drill.
Okay. I'll try to find a YouTube video.
There's tons of them out there.
Okay.
There's tons of them out there.
Okay.
Then
all right, let's do the next one. That's good. I like that one.
Okay. So a lot of people like this drill. It's the star passing drill.
I like the star passing drill.
But I like star passing with finishing. Do you use finishing with it?
No, I don't do that.
All right. And so this is why I loved it, because when I was coaching college, we would dunk, because you could dunk at warm-ups. And so that was the highlight, was warm-ups for these guys, because they would dunk the ball.
Right.
So you obviously, the high school level in Wisconsin, you cannot dunk it. But let me show you the pattern. Okay. You always follow your pass. Okay.
Silly rule. Silly rule. Silly rule. WI. Silly rule.
All right.
Silly
So
rule.
as you can see, it's kind of a fat looking star. Okay. So the ball goes, and we obviously change the direction of the pass later on within the drill. So you're going multiple directions. But I like this drill because it's a great way to get passing and finishing and calling each other's names out early in a practice.
Okay.
So the ball goes to this person. Obviously, this guy.
It's a star. For those of you that are listening, it's basically a star. Yep.
Right. One would pass to the one corner here. Boom.
You basically pass across and you follow your pass.
Yep.
So think of a star.
Here.
Those of you that are listening, think of a star, and then you pass across and you follow your pass. Yep.
The key thing is when you're passing on the baseline, you want to go under the drill so you don't get hit in the head. Because I've seen that happen. You know that.
I have too.
And this guy cuts.
Yep.
Layup. Boom.
Ah,
So
I like that.
Right. And like I always wonder, why the heck do they not make star passing into a finishing drill?
And then if you really want to make a finishing drill, then the top person should come up and defend them when they go to the basket.
Or the other thing is, our rule was always the ball never hits the floor.
So that's a good one. So there's lots of tweaks. Again, think outside the box when you're thinking of drills. But I see this drill. I haven't thought about it in a while. But he goes in and finishes. You could have 5 come over and just defend. And then because there's probably another 5 behind. And then that 5 goes to the front.
Yep.
or you could have doesn't hit the floor. You could definitely, yeah. I think tweaks like that, trying to fit what good drills, you want to do more than one thing. So that's why I love that twist, coach, that you're not only doing the passing, but now you're doing the finishing. And then if I added the defense in there, and then you're adding that doesn't hit the floor, it's a communication thing.
Right. Or then you could start adding layers. You could do one dribble pull up jump shot.
Right. You want to switch directions on this too, because you want to do left-handed layup too,
you could also do shot fake, shot fake and go, or anything, a jab and go, then go. It depends on what you want to work on. You go, could it be a backdoor cut and go? I mean, there's a bunch of different layers that you can add to it. Like I said, it's all about the why and what's important to your system.
Love that. Okay. And then what's the last one?
I think that the last one is very elementary based, but I took it from the coach from the I think it's Mount Verda or Mount Verdier or whatever out of like Florida.
Yep.
And I would really like when my like 8th graders freshman level, that kids still don't have really good footwork.
Okay.
And I would just have 4 lines and they would work on basic pivoting and basic footwork. I know that sounds really elementary, but honestly, sometimes those are the type of things you have to work with. We're high school hoops, right? And we're talking about some of these drills might be more complicated than others, but sometimes the simple basics are a great way to start drills. So, I mean, great way to start practice. So I have maybe 4 lines, 5 lines, and basically the first guy in line dribbles, and then he does a reverse pivot or a frontal pivot. So we start with frontal pivots, and we're passing. And we're making the ball move. And like every 20 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, they're getting a pivot, a pass, and a rep in. So, these guys are in lines here, and they're just constantly passing, dribble, jump stop, pivot, pass, and it seems really basic, but they're really good. It's really good for those younger high school players to get good footwork, getting their bodies under control. I really like the reverse pivot because a lot of times people need to turn and create space for themselves. That's a skill that's not taught a lot. A lot of times
you'll be so the people are listening that are even
that's what I'm saying. That's what
you'd be surprised how bad they will be at this.
Right. And so why I do this is because of my surprise and my experience of coaching high school basketball. Now, you've been coaching it way longer than I have, but I've been around a while, is that I wouldn't be doing this drill if the problem existed. The problem does exist.
It does. And the thing is, start switching it. Like then if you think they're good at it, great. Do this for 30 seconds and then switch pivot feet. Switch switch things that they have to do when they get there. Like
so it could be a shot fake or it's a step through, right, and then rip down and low, and all those things, because you want to teach kids to create separation and be strong with the ball. That is why it seems very elementary, but honestly,
their heads will explode. I'm telling you right now, because here's the funny thing you'll notice when you do this. Is some of your better athletes won't be able to do this.
I totally agree.
Because they have to cerebrally think and do, and that's hard for them. Yes.
Yeah. So you want me to reverse pivot, then you want me to rip across my body, then go low. Like what? Yeah.
Right.
Like
you want me to do all that? Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I can't handle that. My head.
Then you could add. Then again, you could add layers. So maybe you guys are really struggling on maybe a ball fake, one hard dribble, then pass. Like it seems very elementary, but I'm telling you, one of the lost arts is footwork. A basic drill. If you are a freshman, sophomore coach, I even did it with juniors and seniors, man. I'm telling you, you give them what you need. Like I said, it's all about the why. I could teach you to do 3-man weave all day, but you know what? If I can't pivot, if I can't be strong with the basketball, I don't give a rat's poo-poo about 3-man weave.
We're gonna end this week's podcast with rat's poo-poo. Not sure that will get us an explicit one, but we're gonna end with that. All right, till next week, Coach.
All right.
Hey, Coach, so glad you enjoyed that video. Not that you found us, you already found us. Let me know how I can help. I've won lots of championships, as you can see, won lots of rings. Let me know how I can help you become a better basketball coach. teachhoops.com is one small way. Go over and check it out above and below, and let me know how we can serve you to become a better basketball coach. Enjoy.